everyone. I have another card to share today. This is August, Spellbinders. And moving straight into card number 1, I'm using the green dash paper. And I used the animals print, and I just cut 2 of these. So there's a gold heart and the animal's heart, and I've put it up onto fun foam. And I'm taking the adhesive off here. I had so much fun with this kit. It's so colorful. I absolutely love all the different colors and the cute animals. And oh, I love rainbows and all of that. The art supplies, my goodness. And there's lots of tiny things in this kit. So I hope you enjoy seeing how I incorporate some of the tiny die cuts. And I didn't actually use the dies yet. However, if you like my videos, it really helps my channel. And if you want to see more, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. And you will actually see probably next week another 5 cards from me. And I think I could probably do another 5 more after that. But I haven't. I do have 5 more already designed and ready to be put together. I just don't have time to film it this week. And then I'm sure I can design 5 more because I gotta use the dies and I haven't even used them yet. In 15 cards, I haven't used the dies yet from the kit. So of course there's gonna be more. So yes, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll see more coming up. That was card number 1 and I talked all the way through. Card number 2, I absolutely loved the pencils you see there. And when I saw the first preview, I knew I wanted to use those. So this is the card where I was able to use those. And they're just so cute. And I think, yeah, I've got lots of scraps, so I'm sure I'll make more. But I don't think I made a second card with the pencils yet out of the 15 so far. There's just 10 in this video. And the other paper that I loved that is also in this card was the pencil shavings. And that blue is just a gorgeous color. So I'm using the gold strip here. Originally, I think I had planned to tuck it slightly under the pencils, but that didn't work out when I was actually executing. So we're gonna roll with it, and it's fine on this card. And I'm using some, rectangles, so we have the letters there, and then I have put the pencils onto black cardstock. The black cardstock did not come in the kit, but it has come in past kits, and of course I have lots of it. And I just loved how it showcased the pencil shavings because there's a hint of black in there, and also differentiates from a variety of patterns. I'm using 3 different pattern papers here. So yeah, and then here's some of the tiny die cuts that come in the kit. This cute little eraser. I feel like I'm going to say cute little a lot, so please forgive me now ahead if I say that a lot, because there's a lot of things that could be described as cute and little in this kit. We have a stapler. I'm going to put that there. I'm just making a little collage of these elements. And I have the bulldog clip, a pencil, and the glue. And the glue is up on the mounting squares. So I'm tucking blue glue, it is blue, there. And then the pencil will go here. And I think, yep, I'm going to put the bulldog clip on top. They make great little accents. Another thing I really loved about these little bulldog clips is I think they had them in almost every color. And if you find, like the staplers, the only real yellow die cut there, if you need to pull in that color in a second place, it's a great way to add it. So for card number 3, we're using these lined blue papers. And this one, yes, you guessed it, it's an interactive card. I love being able to make the card interactive. You can totally do this card without making it interactive, but if you want to, this is how I did it. And I did a little slit there in the bottom, and now I'm taking a scrap of black cardstock. It's important that it has some structure, so use cardstock, and I'm folding it around the opening on the bottom, just slightly larger. Because at first I had done probably something closer to 1/2 inch, and it was just too wobbly. The bus was wobbling all over the place. So just slightly larger than that opening works a lot better. And be cautious with the glue. You don't want to glue your element shut there. So here I've used a tape runner, and then just on those 2 sides a tiny bit of glue to hold the 2 sides down. And as I'm doing this, I'm checking to make sure I'm not interfering with the paper mechanism that I'm making. They do sell dies for slider cards. I don't have one. I'm sure the die would be easier if you have that, but this is how to do it if you don't. So My little black thing is moving around, and here's where the bust comes in. I'm doing tiny dots of glue because if I get too much, it'll seep out the sides, and I think I probably err on the too much side, or just, yeah, that's what I happen to do, is I usually do too much, so I'm being very careful. And pressing it down here, and then I can kind of see where the bust goes. Oh no, not going to check that yet. I'm going to use some more of these die cuts. So this is sort of like a motivational back to school card. In fact, I kind of think I might give it to my teenage daughter because I think it's perfect. And so do it. Yeah, she's at the age, she's not too excited to go back to school, but this is a fun card, and, I think it'd be fun for any young person, even college, maybe it's a little too kiddish for college, but. So the clipboard, the pencil, I think the pencil says brilliant, which kind of goes well also. I've got the two trees here. This first one I'm going to lay flat, and the second one has some dimension. I do also love to add a variety of dimension to my cards. It can be a challenge when mailing, but, I just love to be able to see the variety in the dimension there. And finally, we have the pencil sharpener and the shaving that I'm going to use on the top right corner as some accents there. And I loved how this card came together. And another part that's completely optional is I'm adding a little pull tag. It's just a scrap of black cardstock that I wrote pull on. And yeah, you could totally do this without that and just pull the front of the bust, or you can do this card just completely without the interactive element. But that's it for this card. I had so much fun, and I love that it goes back and forth. For card number 4, I used this rectangle die I have, and I also used another one to cut out the window in the center there. And here I'm going to show you in detail. Look at that cute paper with all the cute little Polaroids. Oh, I said it again, didn't I? So this white cardstock, I've also put some fun foam behind, and then I'm laying it in the center so it sort of pops out. Again, the variety of dimension, and again, if you didn't have fun foam or you don't want that dimension, totally do it flat. We're going to take these 3 die cut girls and place them on that white rectangle. I'm starting with the one I want in the center first, and then I'm just going to put the 2 other heads, slightly down in almost an arc. This one's a little high there, but move her down a little. Then the Some Kind of Wonderful, I have put the mounting tape on the bottom half, and then I'm just going to glue on the top part onto that white card there, the panel that's in the center. And then I have the 2 cameras, because they kind of go with the whole snapshot theme of this card. And again, I've put the mounting squares on 3/4 of it, and I'm leaving a corner open because I want them to overlap onto the card. And this time I just put the glue right onto the panel and place the cameras overlapping onto it. Kind of pulls it all together there. So that's it for this card. Card number 5, another fun, colorful one. And I loved the black dot paper. That I used that in 2 different cards. And I'm just checking to see, I did already glue this onto some black card there. Now, I did kind of a rainbowy look on these cards. I'm showing, the first one was colored pencil, then an ink cube, and the third one is watercolor, but the fourth one that I end up using is actually gouache, and I just loved how vivid it was, and you get a matte look with that. And so now I've stamped on Have a Colorful Day, but I was showing you the options there. Maybe you don't have gouache. A lot of people don't have gouache, and there's a variety, a different look, slightly different look, but you can do it with whatever you have. So then we're going to finish off this card with the die cuts from the pack, and I'm using the easel to figure out where I want to tuck these other ones underneath. I've got the round palette and then the rectangular palette. It's going to stick out above. And what are those? Those are like markers, maybe? I've got the green and the reddish one. And I'm going to stick the green down first, and then the other color I'm going to tuck a little further below. And then I think it's safe to put my easel with the rainbow down. Just pop those little remnants out first, and then I'm putting all these other things down flat, except for the cup of artist tools, which is all on all kinds of mounting tape. And that will finish off this card. Love how colorful it is. So for card number 6, I'm using this, what did I call it? Red checkered, and then the yellow chevron. And another fun element from the die cut pack was the lemonade stand. Oh, that brings back fond memories. So I loved how summery and sunshiny this yellow chevron was, and I think it looks pretty good with the red pattern paper. You'll have to let me know what you think. Then I have a white rectangle of just cardstock that I'm going to place in the center. I just felt like I didn't want to cover up too much of the yellow chevron, but I needed something to be a blank canvas for those die cuts to stand out on. So I'm going to glue these down, most of them flat. The lemonade stand flat, but then a couple of them I've added foam for dimension. We have these 2 strawberries. I mean, who's ever seen a yellow strawberry? That's an odd one, but it kind of goes well with the yellows and the lemonade, so, you know, I'm using it here. But it's definitely, I'm tucking it a little behind this nice red strawberry, which is kind of a more normal color. And then we have a couple sentiments. This nice red have fun banner, and then the pennant that says wonderful. And that one's up on mounting squares. So I'm going to add some dots of glue and sprinkle some of these sequins around to finish off this card. And actually the sequins in the kit came in 2 colors, so I struggled a bit on this card figuring out which colors and where. But this is what I ended up with. So for card number 7, another favorite of pattern paper was the backpacks and the purple pattern that looks like a composition notebook. So the backpacks are the feature background, and then I have the purple pattern up on the foam. Now this one, I'm going centered up and down, but I'm going all the way to the right of the card here. So just making sure that's kind of straight. And I do struggle with putting things on the wrong way the first time I set them down. So for example, this do your thing tag, I didn't get high enough. I have to tear that off and put it higher. And then I take the backpack, and at this point in the filming stage, I was getting interrupted left and right. So I think I had the most clips ever filming this set of cards because I kept having to stop the video and redo it. So you can see the torn paper, not a problem though, because I'm covering all that up anyway. So I'm making a little collage of the die cuts here, elements, and here's that cute little composition notebook. There it is, cute little, I said it again. I kind of love tiny things too, and although it can be a challenge to use them in card making, so I hope you like how I've laid them out. My little red heart paint splotch is off, but I scooted over, and then the pencil pouch is going to go there at the bottom. So to finish off this card, I'm going to add a couple butterflies, because who doesn't love butterflies? I mean, they're great. So, and I absolutely love turquoise, so gotta add that one. And then the navy butterfly down on the bottom left of that panel. And that's it for, I think we're on card number 7. We'll have to see. Yes, card number 8. I'm calling this peach dash paper. It's hard to really identify that color, but I'm going with peach. And this one, I've got a navy square mounted onto a white square of cardstock, and then these 2 scraps, yes, I'm using the scraps, the navy grid, I'm using the square here to place hold while I tuck this navy grid scrap underneath, and it's going to stick out a little bit to the right and above. And the yellow chevron scrap is going to go on the bottom, sticking out a little bit to the left and below. And then I can place my, square panel down. And this card I designed all around this girl right here. Yes, the glue gun girl. I gotta add a little adhesive, make sure she stays put. But I really loved that sticker when I saw it, and I thought the navy grid and the yellow chevron paper went great with it. And I love how the peachy paper goes with her hair. So these cute little washi, 3 washi tapes and the die cut I put in that little bottom quarter, and then the scissors there. And then this die cut set is a definition of creative, which I did love that as well. I'm going to put that in the top left, and I don't have, here's my little bulldog clip. So on this card, this is one where the washi tape had that blue, light blue, and the glue gun, but it wasn't anywhere else in the card. So I really wanted to add a little more of that. 3s are great, and so the bulldog adds that blue in a 3rd place and kind of draws your eye across the card, so I really liked how that worked. For card number 9, it's featuring the beautiful paint tube paper. I love the gold accents on this paper, and I've already taken these die cuts that spell out create and glued them down in kind of a wonky fashion on the gold card. And this is kind of a sketch I've done before with the 9 squares. They're 1-inch squares. There's a slight difference in this card because I am going to pop up 5 of those squares with foam so that there's a variety of dimension. So the top left and right are popped up, the center is popped up, and then the bottom left and right are popped up, and the others are lying flat. And I like to kind of lay them out a little bit to figure out where to put them and then glue them down so that I can get the spaces in between them even. So it's kind of like about an 1/8 of an inch or a scant 1/4 of an inch in between each of the squares, and then a little wider against from the side of the card there. And for this card, I had the idea of using these puffy stickers. So the squares are kind of like the canvases for the puffy stickers. I've sped this section up a little bit more because, man, I was kind of fiddling. It took me a while to figure it out. Plus, I don't know if I'd miscounted the paint tubes, but that center square I had to be like, what? Oh, I don't have. So then I used the canvasy sticker. I think it turned out pretty nice. What do you think? And that's card number 9. Card number 10, of course, with sequins. We had to have a shaker card, didn't we? This one's kind of special because I made it thinking of my dad. And the thing that made me think of my dad was the bubblegum machine. And yeah, so I don't know if other people would see it and think, oh, these all go together, but for the person it's for, it all goes together. And so I've taken the black dot paper, and that's kind of the background underneath the shaker window, and I stamped that heart and embossed it with clear embossing over the Versamark ink. So now on this frame, this red cardstock frame that has the window, I'm placing the work of heart and the URA, and I'm just going to ink it up again with the Versamark Onyx Black and emboss it with the clear embossing powder. Then I'm going to make the well for the shaker on this actual frame here. And then now I use the anti-static powder bag in there to hopefully, make the sequins shake better. And throw a bunch of sequins in there. I also pulled in these little hearts from my stash. I think I got these in a Simon Says stamp kit a while back, but I liked how they fit with the heart theme. So now very carefully, since my window panel is the full card front size, I laid this down and I think I got it straight. It's wonderful. Slowing it down here to see all the shaking goodness of the sequins. And now the bubblegum machine has to go in the bottom left there. And to finish it off, there's this die cut sentiment. You are a limited edition that I'm gluing straight onto the front of the card. It should say you are one of a kind, but gotta work with what I have. And that is it. Shake it around. I pause it here. Hope you enjoyed seeing the cards. Have a wonderful day. Bye!